What's up, guys? This is Mo Got Sales, your personal sales consultant, bringing you my very first video. This video is going to be on cold calls. The other day on my IG stream, I did a live, and it was a lot of questions about cold calling. So I just wanted to bring you a few value points. This video is not going to be very long because it doesn't take long to give you points about cold calling. But either way, so I appreciate any kind of feedback you have. So without further ado, tip number one. Make sure that you are prospecting correctly. Make sure that when you're prospecting, you have a list. I know this sounds very simple, but you wouldn't believe how many people just go through and just start dialing. Do not do that. Have some type of method to your madness, because cold calling is madness, but cold calling is gold, okay? So make sure when you're prospecting that you have a list, and that list does include their active name, the best time to call, as well as make sure that you're not calling like in the middle of the day, like 12 o'clock when people are going to lunch, that sort of thing. So try to just plan accordingly to that. Number two, make sure you know what you're talking about. I sign up sometimes for marketing phone calls, that sort of thing, just so I can get those marketing calls and see exactly how people are selling, so I can, stay abreast on some things. But you would be surprised how many people sound like they just got caught off guard by me answering the phone. So don't be that guy. Don't be afraid to receive your call, or at least sound like you don't know what you're talking about. Don't do that. Number three, oh, and I have notes. If you see me looking down, I do have notes. So number three would be to always have your, name something that you figured out about them. So name something like, hey, I saw that you don't have a Facebook page, or hey, I saw that you've been in business for 50 years. Way to go. Definitely if they've been in business 50 years, they probably need your help. So, but either way, mention something that is going to connect their attention, so that they don't think that you're just that random person that called. You're probably the 20th person that they talk to today in regards to sales. So make sure you kind of set yourself apart like that. Tip number, what number am I on? It's like 4. Yeah, number 4. Don't sound polished. When someone calls and they sound very polished, it makes it sound so rehearsed. So don't have it so your pitch sounds rehearsed. I know you say it 100 times a day. I know. Okay. But don't make it sound like it's been pitched 100 times today. So make sure you're kind of making that pitch just a little rough around the edges, but just enough so that it doesn't sound scripted. Tip number 5. Was that 5? No, I messed up. I gave them to you out of order. So, but either way, talk to the person who's in charge. That was supposed to be number 3. But either way, talk to the person who's in charge, okay? Don't talk to the secretary if you need to talk to the owner. The secretary's taken 25 messages already for the owner. Don't talk to the secretary. If you can get like the assistant, that's cool, to the owner, that's fine. But if at all costs you have to, okay. But try your best not to talk to the secretary, all right? The next one is, don't ask your prospect open-ended questions. Or rather, ask them open-ended questions. You want to make sure that they have to give you something other than a yes or a no. So scratch that. Make sure you do ask your prospect an open-ended question. You don't want to ask them anything like, is this something that you need? That's easy. No, I don't need it. No, that's your job to let them know that they do need it. So make sure you're just giving them a question that they are forced to answer you in. And the last but not least, the 7th point is that I think that was 7. I think it was 7 because I lost count. But either way, number 7, your point is to make sure that when you're closing on your cold call, make sure that you don't leave that cold call without having a date to meet next. So if you had a conversation, if you managed to nail that conversation, it was a good conversation, make sure you set up a time for a meeting. That's what you've been waiting for. That's your whole goal for doing cold calls, okay? Make sure that you land a time for your next meeting or your next call, whatever, but have an agreement for next time. Because even though they've talked to about 20, 25, probably 30 people that same day, they probably haven't nailed down a commitment with someone else. So those are my tips. I hope they were helpful. I plan to bring a lot more value down the line. I want you to drop me some comments. Let me know what you think. I also want you to let me know what you want to see. So as normal, I want you to hit that like button, then smash subscribe. I think I figured out where it is this time. It's right there. So smash that subscribe button. And don't forget to drop me a comment. Follow me on all the social media. Everything is Mo Guy Sales. But we're out of here, okay?